Taking your buttons off the Fightbox can be a tedious process if you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to break this down really quick and easy for you guys, though. It's not as complicated as you might think it is. So we're starting with the back of the Fightbox. That's where you're going to start. You can see here that these little wheels have Phillips heads. So we're just going to take a Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to try and do this with one hand. Right, take that guy off. So for how to get this guy off of the front, this little screw here, pretty simple process. This is going to be the longest part, right? I recommend highly get a small flathead or a small Phillips head screwdriver, because you're going to take this guy and you're going to send him into this little hole, and you're going to feel around for the tip of the screw, and once you feel around for it, you're just going to press down on it and it's going to pop out. So that only took about 2 seconds after I stopped recording to pop it out once I had two hands. You can see here this little guy is going to sit on the edge, and all you do is you just grab him and take him out. Right, that is the process to trying to open your box. You're going to do this, repeat this process 5 more times for each individual screw. Hey, so I'm in the middle of changing buttons on my Fightbox F9. It's actually really easy to do. All you have to do to get the terminal connectors off, there are, let's put this one up, right? Little buttons, this guy, right? That you're going to need a very small pair of pliers for. It's really easy to get them off. I just try to get it so it lines up with this. It's a little hard at one hand, but you want to pull up and away, right? Up and away, and slide back and forth. Sorry, this is really difficult with one hand. I'm going to cut here, but you just go side to side, and they should pull right off. Just like so. Not even like a second. I got this wire off of the terminal. It's very easy. You can see I have this slot here. I try to do one button at a time. I just wanted to show this. Right, install's really easy. There's these 2 clips here on both sides. I'm sorry my hands shake a lot. That is a product of being airborne for a couple of years. Right, you're just going to push in and up on the front of the board. So all I did was I pushed the buttons in a little bit, and then it just snaps up. That's all you have to do. On these buttons, these are EG start buttons. You'll see there are a negative and plus markers to know which wire you're connecting. Red is always going to be positive. It works the same way as a car battery does. Now, to install these EG start buttons, very simple. You're going to take the ends of the wire, you're going to down, and you're going to just fold it down. As you can see, it's on there decently snug. Obviously, don't rip at it. You don't want to break these, because soldering's not fun for anybody, unless you do it for a profession, and then it's different. So down, it just snaps in, right? Snaps in, we push it down, and that gives it tension that it needs to just kind of hang on there. Very simple, very easy to do. Just to show you the difference in these buttons, that is an EG start button. This is the Sanwa button that came with my Fightbox F9, right? Button's a little mushy, as you can probably see in here. It's a little mushy. I don't like that. It was giving me extra inputs when I would try and do forward, down, forward 2 to do electric wind godfist. I hated it, right? These are the EG start buttons. They're really cheap. They're on Amazon for like 12 bucks for a bag of 10. They have a mechanical click sound, and the springs respond well. You'll see at the bottom the terminals are different as well. Same concept, similar concept, but the Sanwa buttons are more on the sides. These are on the top and bottom. The EG starts are on the top and bottom. So it's just a slight difference in them, but I prefer the EG start buttons, so I'm swapping out my mushy Sanwa buttons for my clicky-clacky EG starts. It's important to note, too, when you do this, think very logically about what side the cables are on, right? The length of the cables matter. Your manufacturer, whether it is Fightbox or not, probably has the cables a certain way, because that is the correct way to have them. So keep that in mind. Length of the cables does matter. Let's see which one of these cables is longer. So the positive cable is longer than the negative cable, which means positive is going to go on the outside. You just want to think logically while you're doing this. Alright, all of our buttons are in. All the Sanwas have been taken out. They have been replaced with EG Start buttons. And before we put the plate back on, this is something I also recommend you to do. Hook this up to your laptop or your PlayStation or Xbox, whatever console you play on, and ensure that all the buttons work. That is a highly recommended thing that you do. You don't want to put this back together just to have to take it apart again because the buttons don't work. So we're going to go test that right now. Right, you can see here, testing the movement buttons. Seem to work, so let's test these buttons. That's for my rage that I don't have yet. That's my pause. This is my grab. This is my heat. So it looks to me like everything works, dude. So that's how you know you did it right. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna reassemble the box. So to get the top of the box back on is a pretty simple procedure. You're going to have two parts from when you push the screws up. It's going to be this fat piece and then the little screw, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fat pieces, I'm going to put them with the big circular end up and the part that looks like clips on the bottom. You can see here how there's the clipped part, if my camera will focus. The clipped part, and then there's the fat end, right? So the clipped part is going to be what we're going to put into the hole of the box first. So you're going to do this for all six parts of the box, right? Like so. Then you just take your screws, you just push down. That's it. Right, like very simple process. I'm doing this with one hand, but that's how easy this is. Bam. Try and lift up on your box. It'll be just the same way when you tried to take it off for the first time. For the clips, again, very simple process. You have these little screws, and instead of the fat hole here, these guys go into the little hole. So all you have to do is line it up and then twist. You can see there's a Phillips in there. You can twist it down if you prefer. I'm not going to. I really don't care. I know it's going to stay here on its own, so that is an option. We just came from reassembling our box. Alright, so movement. They all work. Alright, now we're going to test our actual inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, all work. We're going to test menu, menu works. We're going to test grab, grab works. We're going to hit heat, check, and rage. So none of our buttons came loose. Everything is connected and everything works. That is all, though, for changing your buttons on a Fightbox F9 or whatever else you may be doing. And if this video has helped you, please check out the main channel or like and subscribe to this one. And maybe I'll have more for you guys in the future.